Do you believe in angels? For nearly a decade, Touched by an Angel brought hope, faith, and heartfelt stories to millions around the world. Now, in 2025, we're taking a nostalgic journey back to meet the beloved cast who made it all possible. From Monica's gentle guidance to Tessa's powerful wisdom, these characters left a lasting mark on television history. But what has happened to the stars behind the scenes? How have they changed, and where are they now? Some have stayed in the spotlight, while others took surprising paths. Roma Downey, who portrayed Monica in Touched by an Angel, was 34 years old in 1994. Her character, a compassionate and ever-curious caseworker angel, became the emotional anchor of the show. Downey's fame skyrocketed, but her post-show career failed to recapture the same magic. She married producer Mark Burnett in 2007, after a divorce from actor David Spaw, with whom she had one daughter, Riley Marie. Her marriage to Burnett, though stable in public, has long been rumored to be strained by conflicting spiritual views and intense work schedules. Downey has faced several personal tragedies, including the death of her mother at a young age, struggles with anxiety, a miscarriage in her 40s, and estrangement from her siblings over inheritance disputes. Though financially stable with an estimated net worth of $18 million, she lives a largely reclusive life in Malibu, increasingly drawn to spiritual retreats and solitude. At 64, Downey has stepped away from acting, devoting time to charity work and occasional voiceovers, though those close to her say she wrestles with a sense of faded purpose. Della Reese, who played Tess, the firm yet loving angel supervisor, was 63 in 1994. Her deep voice and maternal presence brought gravitas to the series. Off-screen, Reese endured great sorrow. She lost her only biological daughter, Dominique, to a pituitary brain tumor in 2002, a loss from which she never fully recovered. Married 4 times, only her final marriage to Franklin Lett lasted, though it was marred by long separations and financial strain. Reese, once a celebrated gospel singer, struggled with type 2 diabetes for decades, leading to multiple hospitalizations. She often spoke of feeling forgotten by Hollywood and dealt with depression after the show ended. Financial mismanagement and medical bills left her with a modest estate valued at approximately $300,000 at her death. Reese passed away on November 19, 2017, at age 86, from complications related to diabetes. Despite her trials, she was remembered fondly by fans and friends for her spiritual mentorship and unwavering faith. John Dye, who portrayed Andrew, the gentle angel of death, joined the show in 1996 at age 33. His calm, soothing presence made him a fan favorite, offering comfort in moments of emotional climax. Yet Dye's off-screen life was far from serene. Struggling with depression, he often spoke about the difficulty of being typecast and the disillusionment of post-show Hollywood. He never married, though he had a long-term relationship with a writer, Caroline Reese, which ended due to his worsening mental health. He had no children. Dye battled substance abuse and reportedly spent time in rehabilitation facilities between 2005 and 2009. He lived a quiet life in San Francisco in his final years, isolated and financially drained. At the time of his death from heart failure on January 10, 2011, at age 47, his estate was estimated to be under $100,000, much of it lost to failed investments and medical costs. Friends described him as a soul burdened by too much empathy and not enough support. Valerie Bertinelli, who joined the cast in 2001 as Gloria, the enthusiastic and slightly naive new angel, was 41 at the time. Known for bringing a youthful energy to the later seasons, Bertinelli's personal life was often in stark contrast to her on-screen optimism. Her highly publicized marriage to rocker Eddie Van Halen ended in 2007 after years of turmoil, drug issues, and emotional distance. They had one son, Wolfgang, whom she adores but from whom she has reportedly grown distant due to differing values. She remarried in 2011 to financial planner Tom Vitale, but the marriage ended in a bitter divorce finalized in 2022. Bertinelli has been open about her battles with body image, depression, and emotional eating. Her post-show career involved writing memoirs and hosting cooking shows, though she confessed to feeling like she was just surviving. Now 64, she lives in Los Angeles with an estimated net worth of $20 million, but according to interviews, she describes her wealth as hollow, without emotional peace. Alexis Cruz, who portrayed Raphael, a youthful and passionate angel, was 23 in 1997 when he joined the show. Raphael's role was short-lived, but Cruz's intensity left an impression. After the series, Cruz struggled to find steady work in Hollywood, frequently typecast or overlooked due to his ethnic background. He married journalist Serena Alonso in 2005, but the marriage ended in 2016 amid infidelity rumors and financial disputes. They had 2 children, Lucia and Mateo, who live primarily with their mother. Cruz, now 51, has spoken candidly about bouts of homelessness, alcohol dependence, and brushes with the law. Though he tried reviving his career through voice acting and indie film roles, none brought lasting stability. Currently living in a small apartment in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Cruz's estimated net worth is under $50,000. He teaches acting workshops and is reportedly working on a memoir titled Wings Clipped, reflecting on fame, faith, and the harsh realities behind the angelic illusion. Charles Rocket, who played the refined and reserved angel Adam, was 44 in 1994. Known for his calm demeanor and emotional depth, Rocket brought a subtle intensity to his limited appearances. Off-screen, however, his life unraveled in heartbreaking ways. Once a promising comedian and former Saturday Night Live cast member, Rocket never fully recovered from a career-ending controversy in the 80s. After Touched by an Angel, he found only sparse work and spiraled into depression. He was married to his college sweetheart Beth Kremsner, and they had 1 son, Zane. Although they remained married, sources close to the family claimed the relationship became strained due to financial hardships and Rocket's emotional instability. Rocket felt increasingly alienated from the industry and battled substance abuse privately. Tragically, he was found dead on October 7, 2005, at the age of 56, from a self-inflicted neck wound in a suspected suicide. His estate was valued at under $200,000. Friends said Rocket longed for redemption he never found. Paul Winfield, who portrayed the wise and authoritative Angel Sam, was 54 in 1995. Known for his deep voice and commanding presence, Winfield brought gravitas to every scene. He was a distinguished stage and film actor long before Touched by an Angel, but by the late 90s, roles dwindled, and health problems mounted. Winfield never married but was in a long-term relationship with architect Charles Gillen Jr., who died in 2002. The grief of that loss weighed heavily on Winfield, who retreated from public life afterward. He suffered from obesity-related health issues and diabetes, ultimately dying from a heart attack on March 7, 2004, at the age of 64. Though respected, Winfield often felt his talents were underused and that systemic racism limited his opportunities. He left behind a modest estate estimated at $400,000. Despite fame, his final years were marked by solitude and regret over a world that never fully recognized his brilliance. Deborah Lee Douglas, who portrayed the rebellious teenager-turned-angel Ollie, also credited as Allie, was 40 when she joined the series in 2000. Her character symbolized the redemption arc, young, lost, and searching for meaning. Douglas related deeply to the role, as her own life mirrored Ali's struggles. She faced a tumultuous early career filled with failed auditions and typecasting. She married playwright Marcus Klein in 1991, but their marriage fell apart in 2003 after years of emotional distance and rumors of infidelity. They had 3 children, Sophie, Eli, and Janie, who now live scattered across the country and reportedly have minimal contact with her. After Touched by an Angel, Douglas found little work, and financial instability followed. She turned to small-town theater and teaching drama at a community college. Now 63, she resides in a modest rental in Oregon with an estimated net worth of under $100,000. She rarely gives interviews and has become somewhat of a recluse, haunted by dreams unfulfilled. Randy Travis, who played Wayne and Jed Winslow in guest episodes, was 35 in 1994. Best known as a country music icon, his soft-spoken, faith-driven characters resonated deeply with audiences. However, Travis's life off-camera was far more chaotic. His marriage to manager Elizabeth Hatcher ended in 2010 after a string of public scandals and infidelities. The split was financially devastating. Travis had no children, and the loneliness after the divorce fueled years of substance abuse and legal troubles. In 2013, he suffered a massive stroke that left him with impaired speech and mobility. Though he attempted a few brief appearances afterward, he was never able to resume performing fully. Now 64, he lives with his second wife Mary Davis, who has become his caregiver. His net worth, once estimated in the millions, dropped significantly due to medical expenses and lawsuits and is currently estimated around $2 million. He remains a beloved figure in country music but leads a very private, health-focused life. Ossie Davis, who portrayed Erasmus Jones and the angel Gabe in Touched by an Angel, was 79 when he joined the series in 1996. A legendary actor and civil rights activist, Davis brought warmth, depth, and a powerful presence to every scene he graced. His character often acted as a wise, grandfatherly figure offering deep moral insight. Davis was married to actress Ruby Dee for over 5 decades, a marriage celebrated for its strength, though it too faced hardships, long separations due to work, the tragic death of their son Guy in 2003, and political pressures that weighed heavily on them during their activism. After Touched by an Angel, Davis appeared sporadically in smaller roles but struggled with age-related health issues. On February 4, 2005, he passed away in his sleep at the age of 87 while working on a film in Miami. The cause was ruled natural. His estate was estimated at $1.5 million. He is remembered not only for his art but for his unwavering commitment to justice, even when it came at personal cost. J. Gerald McCraney, who portrayed both Russell Greene and Dr. Joe Patrick, was 48 when he joined Touched by an Angel in 1995. His characters often served as moral centers, firm but kind men wrestling with their faith and responsibilities. In real life, McCraney has also faced many of these internal battles. He married fellow actress Delta Burke in 1989, and while their marriage has endured, it has not been without challenges. Burke's battles with depression and McCraney's cancer diagnosis in 2004 tested their bond severely. He has 3 children from previous relationships, Kate, Jessica, and Angus, with whom he maintains only sporadic contact. Professionally, McCraney's career slowed considerably after the 2000s, leading to periods of financial stress and quiet resentment over being passed up for younger actors. Now 77, McCraney lives in Mississippi with Burke. His net worth is estimated around $3 million, and while he remains active in conservative political circles, he often speaks of the bittersweet cost of staying true to oneself in a changing industry. Wendy Phillips, who portrayed Claire Greene and Ruth and Russell, was 43 in 1994 when she joined the cast. Her characters were mothers and wives grappling with grief, sacrifice, and the burden of holding families together, a reflection, in many ways, of Phillips' real life. She married actor Scott Paulin in 1981, and they had 1 daughter, Abigail, but their marriage eventually dissolved quietly in the early 2000s. The split was never publicly discussed, but friends say it stemmed from years of emotional distance and Phillips' growing sense of regret over putting career before family. After Touched by an Angel, she found work increasingly hard to come by and turned to teaching acting in Santa Fe. She also dealt with a cancer scare in 2015, which pushed her further into a life of introspection and spiritual searching. Now 73, she lives modestly, her estimated net worth around $300,000. Phillips has largely withdrawn from Hollywood, writing unpublished poetry and reflecting on roles that once defined her. Kebemo, who played the Angel of Music J.D. Winslow, joined the series at age 46 in 1997. Known for his bluesy, soulful presence, his roles symbolized healing through music, a message close to his heart. Off-screen, Kebemo, born Kevin Moore, dealt with his own share of emotional trials. Married to songwriter Robbie Brooks Moore, their seemingly stable union faced severe turbulence during a period of infidelity and financial strain in the early 2010s. They had 2 children, Miles and Corinne, both estranged for years due to his constant touring and absence. Despite critical acclaim, Kebemo never reached mainstream superstardom, leading to feelings of artistic frustration. In 2019, he suffered a mild stroke, forcing him to cut back on performing. Now 74, he lives in Nashville with an estimated net worth of $1.2 million. He spends his time mentoring young musicians and quietly working on an autobiographical album that explores the hidden struggles behind a life spent healing others while breaking inside. Mika Boorem, who portrayed Cornelia, Celine, Casey, was only 9 years old in 1996 when she appeared on Touched by an Angel. Her role as a dying child who found peace through angelic comfort made her one of the show's most unforgettable guest stars. A child star on the rise, Boorem's career hit a ceiling in her early 20s. She struggled to transition into adult roles and fell into obscurity despite early critical acclaim. She had a short-lived marriage to independent filmmaker Jackson Wells, ending in 2017 after 2 tumultuous years marked by emotional abuse and career jealousy. They had no children. Boorem later battled an eating disorder and anxiety, fueled by years of Hollywood pressure and online bullying. She now works as a freelance director and teaches film to underprivileged youth in Arizona. At 37, Boorem lives quietly with a rescue dog and few industry connections. Her net worth is estimated at just $80,000, and she has spoken candidly about mental health, disillusionment, and learning to find self-worth beyond the screen. Who is your favorite character from Touched by an Angel? How does it feel knowing that some of the actors are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future uploads. Thank you for your support.